Welcome to the second annual meeting of the Rotary Club of Park Cities. I am Barb Jeffries, the club president this year. We are recording live here from Sync Lab Studios, the home of McNeill, a club member. He works tirelessly and effortlessly every week to bring you the best produced, amazing production of our Friday meetings. If any of you are watching our guest, I would encourage you to go to our website and learn a little bit more about our club and the service opportunities that you have. Our website is www.parkcitiesrotary.org. So it's Friday, it's July, and it's hot in Dallas. Speaking of the heat of the summer, here we are in Dallas in July, and let's close our eyes for a minute and think of snowflakes. Now stick with me here. There's a saying, a single snowflake is a fragile creature, but look what they can do when they stick together. An example of snowflakes sticking together is all of our club service opportunities. When we stick together as Rotarians and we work together, we can make a real difference in our community. In fact, just like those snowflakes, we can stop traffic. With that, let's get this meeting started. We're going to begin today's meeting with Barbara Markham, club member, who is going to give us our invocation and our pledge, followed by the national anthem. At that point, Kyle Marmillion will join us to talk about this week's PCR Marketplace Advertiser, and then Greg Pape will be here to talk about our beloved RI Foundation.
We welcome you to this time of invocation and concerns. And I know that we have many, but this day we will welcome everyone in that spirit of care and compassion. Let us pray. Oh God of all, this day we walk into a new year, and we are so thankful for the service of the Rotary Club of Park Cities. More than we could ever name, we are grateful. Our club depends, oh God, on gifts that each member brings, and we need and depend on one another. We really do. We're grateful for the service of our leaders this past year. At this time, oh God, we welcome President Barb Jeffries for her leadership in days ahead. Inspire her, guide her in service toward our community. In your loving name we pray. Amen. Join with me, please, in the pledge of allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hi, everyone. Today's PCR advertiser is the Park Cities people. The People's newspaper's focus is community, and they've been serving the Park Cities since 1981. They publish Park Cities People and Preston Hollow People, award-winning newspapers. Their staff is working hard to produce excellent community newspapers and digital offerings to serve the neighborhoods they cover. The local journalism niche is more important than ever and continues to be successful despite a challenging media climate. In 2019, they won 9 awards from the National Newspapers Association, awards in page design, promotions, advertising, and editorial content, with 3 first-place honors and the coveted General Excellence Award. The National Newspaper Association judges' comments included, "The newspaper stood out to me from all others in this category and is absolutely wonderful, engaging, and delightful." In 2020, People newspapers added 2 new sponsored features about the extraordinary folks in the Park Cities and Preston Hollow, and 2 new weekly e-newsletters. The People's newspapers' demographics, penetration, and relationship are unmatched in Dallas, delivering to every house in the Park Cities and Preston Hollow. Their advertisers' message is reaching the right audience in great numbers. They would be honored to help you brand your company. Thank you very much, Park Cities people.
Okay, I'm updating us on the Rotary International Foundation. And to remind all of us, the mission is to advance world understanding, goodwill, and peace throughout the world. Rotary Foundation has 6 primary areas of focus, which include grants to promote peace, fighting disease, providing clean water and sanitation, sustaining mothers and children, improve education, and strengthen local economies. So those are the 6 major focuses worldwide with Rotary International. The foundation is a worldwide leader in the efforts to eradicate polio through its partnership in the Global Polio Eradication Initiative. Since 1988, Rotary and its partners have immunized over 3 billion children, reducing the incidence of polio by 99% and eradicating it all but 2 countries. Rotary has contributed more than 2.1 billion and thousands of volunteer hours to the eradication efforts. In fact, Rotary has 20 million volunteers worldwide in our effort to eradicate polio. And to date, we have vaccinated over 2.5 billion children. The foundation also funds training of peacemakers through the Rotary Peace Center program. And most recently, the Rotary's disaster response grants are making it possible for Rotary members to respond effectively to local recovery efforts as they unfold COVID-19, which was recently given a major eligible activity status. Rotary members are taking action to provide a range of solutions, including hand washing stations and food to those unable to social distance in Kenya, life-saving information about preventing the spread of COVID-19 in India, ventilators and protective gear for overstretched hospitals in Italy, and vital social connections to neighbors who live alone in Bethesda, Maryland. Our all-time giving Rotary contribution level, the Rotary Club of Park Cities, which began in 1948, is now at $969,526. That includes 600 Paul Harris Fellows, 160 multiple Paul Harris Fellows. We also have the Endowment Fund, which consists of 25 benefactors, those who contribute anywhere from 100 up to 99,000. We currently have 13 of our active membership that are benefactors. Rotary provides the following contribution level last year. This is how it all ended. We had 27,559 contributions, broken down. 4,900 went towards polio. 6,659 went to every Rotarian every year. And we collected $16,000 from 16 members, each contributing $1,000 to the Paul Harris Fellow. Of the $16,000, In Paul Harris fellow contributions, 15,000 came from the Paul Harris Society members, which include past District Governor Rick Amesbury, past District Governor C.C. Colley, Charlie Bond, Rosemary Domake, Karen Ferris, Doug Gill, Tracy Gomes, John Glancy, Susan Harris, Bill Kelly, Doug Means, myself, Rod Pirtle, Richard Stanford, and Lynn Searles. Thank you, Mark. That wraps up the Rotary Foundation report.
This week's announcements are tomorrow night, Saturday, at 7 o'clock is the District Awards. You can watch them on Zoom. The link is on our homepage. We are excited because we have 4 club nominees, and we are so hopeful, fingers crossed, that they come home with a prize. Cleve Clinton for his work on our leadership program, Betty Dawson for her amazing work each week creating and developing the hub. We have Mark Neese for community service, and you see what he does every week. And then we have Sarah Ollier for the work that she did on our July 4th celebration. So fingers crossed for those folks as we proudly represent our club at the district level. Then also, it was an exciting week for community service for the club. We were able to get back out on the street. We were delivering Meals on Wheels for the first time since this began in March. I was able to do that yesterday with my partner, Barbara Clark. We have, I think, over 24 of our members are dedicated to the Meals on Wheels program and are out there every month, once a month, sometimes twice for some of them, delivering to those folks. It was good to see our clients again. Let's talk a little bit about our programs. We are booked. We are so excited. We have some great speakers coming up. But we do have some openings. They're looking for speakers for the 3 dates in November before the Thanksgiving holiday. So if you have speaker ideas, you know, programs that would benefit the club, and it would be great, get a hold of Jeff and Susan. And also, if you have anything, either joys or concerns, things to celebrate, things to pray about, give me a call or an email, and I'll mention them next week before the invocation. Our Fred Brown still is delivering lunches to Agape every Thursday. Many members have made donations to that. If you'll get a hold of Fred Brown, you can get his information on the club runner, and he'll be happy to accept your donation and get those good folks fed. And lastly, speaking of food, Maggiano's. As you know, we have missed them and they have missed us, so I encourage you to get meals to go from them. We hope to be back soon. The decision about whether to meet in person or continue virtual for the month of August will be made next week. Today's program is going to be emceed by Chris McNeill. He is one of the members of this year's class for the Legacy of Leadership program. He's going to talk about the service drive, all of the opportunities that club members have to give back to the community or to our club through our internal club operations. So I'm going to turn it over to Cleve Clinton. He's going to kick it off.
Good afternoon. I'm Cleve Clinton, and the Rotary Club of Park City's Legacy of Leadership program wants and needs you. You're a member of the best Rotary Club in the world. At least just ask any of our members, will happily tell you exactly that. You're a member of Rotary International as well, the oldest and largest service organization in the world. Formed in 1905, we're 1.2 million members strong in over 120 countries around the world. Because of Rotary International, you are a beneficiary of over 100 years of a legacy of Rotary service, legacy of Rotary peace, ethics, and a legacy of Rotary leadership. 3 years ago, our Rotary Club of Park Cities saw and filled a void, forming the Rotary Club of Park Cities Legacy of Leadership. The purpose of the Legacy of Leadership is to prepare servant leaders, to build a team-based culture, and to affect progress in our Rotary Club of Park Cities, our community, and our world. The second cohort, recently concluded this last spring, included Stephanie Bohan, Nolan Duck, Patrick Harden, Barb Jeffries, Jill Jordan, Willie Lees, Barbara Markham, Chris McNeill, Valerie Peelan, Jeff Sheehan, and Herb Ziv. Our legacy of leadership team leaders are Dustin Burns, myself, Cleve Clinton, Jeff McNaughton, Paul Pyrock, and our great resource from out of our club, out of the Plano Club, George Racheski, who's been with us in any number of respects for several years. We have a wonderful leadership team, which this year we will be adding Barb Jeffries and Jill Jordan as a part of that team. The Rotary Club of Park Cities Legacy of Leadership wants you to apply for the next cohort that will begin the end of this September. Please sign up. And if you have any questions, give me a call. I look forward to seeing your application soon. Have a great summer. Be safe out there.
Thank you, Cleve. Well, I was, as Barb said, fortunate enough to participate in the Legacy of Leadership class this year, and it was a tremendous opportunity for those of you who may be interested or want to learn more about that. I highly recommend it. It was a very rewarding opportunity to learn about leadership skills, to learn about working as a team, and a really great way to interact and connect with some of our fellow club members. So I can't strongly endorse that enough. As part of the Legacy Leadership class, we are tasked with a service project. And of course, last year's service project was for the Agape Clinic. So this year, our cohort didn't want to detract from anything the club was doing for Bonton Farms, since that's such a big initiative for us. So what we decided to do was to focus our service project inward. The first thing we did is we created a sheet for each officer and other team member position in the club, team leader position in the club, that sets forth the duties, the tasks, the responsibilities, the description for that officer, and also the resources available to them. That way, when one officer is departing his or her position, he or she can go back to that sheet, update it, make sure that they pass on and maintain all the institutional knowledge they've gained while serving in that capacity. And then it's there for a resource as for the incoming officer or team leader, so that we can, build and be on our institutional knowledge, not lose that when we transition officers every year, and be good stewards of the resources that are given to our club. The second part of it, we wanted to do something that the club would appreciate a little bit more, that wasn't quite so behind the scenes or inward focused, which leads us to today's presentation. We are here today for what is going to be our first annual service drive. So what's a service drive? Remember, we all joined Rotary for a reason. We're members of Rotary's Club of Park Cities because we want to serve our community. Service before self. That's why we're here. But I can admit, as a relatively new member, it can be overwhelming to try to figure out what's going on, who to talk to get involved, and the opportunities that are out there. So basically, what we are creating in this current environment is a virtual open house. We're going to hear from 5 of our members who are going to give us a look into the service opportunities that exist within their aspect of the club, and then there'll be a way for you to get more involved at the end of the presentation. So without any further ado, I'm going to hand it over, and we're going to be hearing from Stan Wright, who's going to be talking to us about opportunities under our strategic priority of hunger. Next, we'll be hearing from Jill Jordan, who's going to be telling us about opportunities for our health and wellness strategic priority. We'll then hear from Sean Foster, who will speak to us about service opportunities for our strategic priority of leadership. Daniel Drabinski comes next. He is going to be speaking to us about service opportunities and way we can all be involved with membership and marketing of our club, which is very critical in today's world. And last but by no means least, Patsy Watson is going to speak to us about service opportunities in club operations. That's the glue that makes all this work. So I appreciate each of them giving their time to speak to us today, and please give your attention to them. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Stan Wright. I chair the humanitarian committee for our Rotary Club. This committee is comprised of 5 different opportunities for to volunteer in. I will go over each one of these groups that you'll have an opportunity to sign up for. There's only one of the groups that is opened up for volunteers right now. The 5 opportunities are the North Texas Pantry Truck, Food Pantry Truck, the Meals on Wheels, Fisher House, the Ronald McDonald House, and the Agape Dentistry of the Heart. The only one that's opened up, as I said, is the Meals on Wheels. That is chaired by Jim Weitzel. He has roughly about 25 to 30 volunteers. So they have opened that up. He is operating. They distribute to about 10 to 15 seniors every day, Monday through Thursday, and will probably be looking for volunteers for that or backup volunteers. We're going to put up a screen that'll give every one of these chairs of these different committees give you their phone number, or you can contact them if you have any questions about what you would have to do on that committee. The other 4 committees are what you would have to do with that one basically is you go to a designated place, pick up a meal and deliver a hot meal and deliver it to, like I said, like 10 or 15 different seniors who don't have the ability to prepare food for themselves. It's mainly in East Dallas. The next one is the North Texas food truck, pantry food truck, which I chair, and that has been stopped for the time being because they're using that equipment, that truck that our Rotary Club purchased at other stops. We usually, where we distribute is at the Agape Clinic. We distribute, or used to, once a month, the second Tuesday of every month. And we would get there basically about 9:30. They last from 9:30 to 12. We set up tables, we pull food off the truck. We never know what food is going to be on there every month because the food bank never knows what they're going to be given. Or so we put that out and we bag it and distribute it we usually get about 125 families that come through there. The next opportunity is the Ronald McDonald House. That one is operating now. It's on a limited basis. Gina McDaniel heads that up. She usually has about 7 to 10 volunteers that are able to work in the kitchen. They will pick up an entree from a restaurant that contributes that, and then they will supplement it with other food, like vegetables and dessert for a group of around 50 people, 50 to 70 people. So when that opens back up, she will need volunteers to help with that. That's once a month. The next one is the Fisher House, which is at the VA hospital on Ledbetter. There are 3. Doug Means heads that up. He has 3 people that help him. They also go pick up from restaurants and just take the food over there for the clients. There's usually about around 20 to 30 people that they feed. They do that 18 times a month. They get food from 3 different restaurants, which contribute food, each restaurant 6 times a year. They're always looking for other restaurants to contribute food. In these challenging times for restaurants, this has become a real challenge. So we can talk about that further. The next opportunity would be the the Agape Clinic. That is done over Agape, at the Dentistry of the Heart, which we do at the Agape Clinic. We do that usually in October. So that's still up in the air if that's going to be done. It's done on a Saturday, and they bring in roughly, I think, about 35 to 50 different people from all over the city that have reservations to come in there for dental work, to be cleaned and maybe light maintenance on their teeth. So that's usually from about 9 o'clock in the morning to about 1 o'clock. And that's a really fun opportunity and to volunteer for that. So like I said, we have 5 opportunities. One right now is viable. The other ones will be soon. And when they open up, I will notify you and let you know that we will be needing people for those. So, and if you have any questions about anything that I've talked about, you can call me. My number is on this list, and the different chairs for the different committees, their name and phone number is on the list. We thank you for volunteering and stay well. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm here to talk about community outreach. These are our signature outreach and service events for our community. There are 6 of them, and I'm going to run through each of the 6 real briefly. The first one is the Angel Tree. This is where we help the Salvation Army by helping them play Santa to kids. We go staff the Angel Tree booth at North Park. We have various shifts on different days of the week through kind of the November timeframe and December. Last year, 57 of our Rotarians participated for a total of 192 service hours. Altogether, North Park served over 6,000 people with the Angel Tree at their location. Our team lead is Ian Mudge. He is in contact with the Salvation Army. They're trying to figure out what's going to happen this coming fall with COVID. And so stay tuned for how the Angel Tree will play out this fall. The next event is the tree lighting at Snyder Plaza. This is an event that we do with the City of University Park. We have about 30 volunteers that are needed for this. We raised over $10,000 for the North Texas Food Bank. 5,000 people attended the event. We have a booth, we pass out popcorn, we have play areas, there's a stage. It's a really fun event, and it is a nice way to usher in the Christmas season. Our team leaders for that are Tanya and Jerry. The sign up for this will also be this fall, and this event is also kind of up in the air for this year given COVID. And so they're working with the City of University Park to see what's going to happen with that event. The next event that we do is the North Texas Food Bank Packing Day. This is where 30 or more Rotarians and our friends and family go to the North Texas Food Bank, and we pack food. Last year, we packed over 5,720 meals. Stan Wright is our leader. We do this at least once a year. We're hoping to do it twice a year. It takes half a day to do it. Sign up is 30 to 45 days before the event. And again, also up in the air given COVID. So stay tuned for what happens with our packing day. The next really big event, and this is one that takes all year. We already started working on the parade for next year. It's our 4th of July parade with Highland Park and University Park. Traditionally, it's been a parade, and then we have a big festival at Gore Park. This past year, due to COVID, we couldn't do all of that, and so we had an art contest for kids, and we had a yard decorating contest. It was great fun, and we had really wonderful help. Encore was the title sponsor. They stuck with us, even though it was not a parade, but it became these contests. And the other outfit was the Park Cities People newspaper, because they really helped with the advertising and making it fun for community voting for best yards. We raised over $32,000, which when leveraged with all of the other matching funds, we provided over 283,000 meals. It took 551 volunteer hours to do these contests for this year. So next year, we'll see if we're going to carry over the idea of having the contests in addition to the parade and the festivities at Gore Park. So keep your fingers crossed that we have a vaccine by then and we can go full steam ahead with the parade. Dustin Burns is our team leader for this coming year. The next event is the Scottish Rite popcorn packing event. Here's where we go to Scottish Rite Hospital. And we spend an evening with them packing tins of popcorn. It happens one night around the Thanksgiving time period. Our team lead is Philip Ray. He wanted to make sure for all of the choir people to let you all know that if it gets scheduled for Wednesday night, he's going to let you all know plenty of time ahead of time so that you can arrange your choir scheduling and can participate. Then the final event is our Child's Play at Bachman. So several years ago, the club raised the funds and we helped the City of Dallas Park Department to put in a playground at Bachman Lake. Since then, we've been working on maintenance on an as-needed basis. It's been a couple of years since we've done any work out there, and we've been in contact with the city, and there are some things that need to be done out there. So Doug Means is our team lead, and he is working with the park department, and he'll have a better idea of what's going to be done. So he feels pretty confident that we will have a work day out there because it is an outside event. So as you can tell from my remarks here, COVID is playing a havoc with all of our events. We're going to be monitoring what's going to be happening with each of them. If we get cancellations and we can't do certain events, then we're going to try to do something new and innovative. It might be a kind of a drive-through where we can drop off things. So many of our members go to Highland Park Methodist, and you all know that we had a drive-through event for canned goods and other kinds of items for people. And it was a very successful event. So maybe we could do something like that. So if anybody is interested in organizing that kind of event, please let me know and we can work together on that. So that's what's going on with community engagement and outreach. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sean Foster. I'm here to talk about youth services. As you may suspect, coronavirus has kind of slowed things down, but I do want to tell you the 3 different categories that we're involved with. And the first one is Interact. As you know, Interact clubs are formed among young people between ages 12 and 18. And the purpose of it is to develop leadership skills while discovering the power of service above self. Interact clubs organize at least 2 projects a year. One of them is either focused on the local community or the local school. And we are blessed to have Tracy Gomes, Lee Wagner, and Linda Tunnell heading this up, as they've been very involved at Hillcrest High School in the past. We're getting them re-involved. And in addition to the local projects, they also do some things internationally to develop leadership skills and help them carry out projects both local and abroad. And in addition to that, under youth services, we have Readers to Leaders. And we serve Dallas kindergarten and elementary students who don't read on grade level by the 3rd grade. The idea is to have more kids graduating from high school. And we do this by starting real early by essentially reading to the kids, like I said, when they're really young. Readers to Leaders also operates Booktown, which is home of our after-school program. We also provide in-school reading tutoring at 6 school sites throughout Dallas and a second after-school program at a West Dallas charter school. And so basically what you can do is volunteer to go read for 20 to 25 minutes once a week to these kids at these various schools around town. Ruth is the one heading this thing up, and there's 6 different campuses to choose from. Obviously, we're not doing that right now, but hopefully will be opened up in the not too distant future. And then the thing we are doing right now is a service above self scholarship, and that's a new committee which is to identify and award scholarships to outstanding graduating seniors who have demonstrated a prolonged commitment to Rotary leader ideals of service above self. And I believe John Whaley, or I know John Whaley has been working hard on this and actually has taken applications and has a couple of people that we think are going to be deserving of scholarships. So please keep us in mind as you look at the service opportunities as they unfold over the next Rotary year.
Happy Friday. Good afternoon. My name is Daniel Drubinski. I've had the unique opportunity this year to serve as your Director of Membership and Communications. So what exactly do we do on membership and communication? Well, first and foremost, membership development. You've heard the gentlemen, ladies before me speak of all the wonderful opportunities that Rotary has provided for us. We are constantly looking for strong candidates to join the club to help fill some of these positions. So where do we find them? Quite frankly, in the time of COVID, it's been a little bit more difficult. We're doing things virtually, but one of the things I've noticed is that community leaders have come out even during this time, and they've stepped up. They've been involved with the community. They've found other ways to stay involved. Those are the people that we want. We want people who are active in the community. They're willing to give back. They have they live their life by the four-way test, and they have something to contribute to our club. Membership development is similar to a program committee, whereas every member is responsible for being on the lookout for new potential members and for potentially screening those members for potential membership. What do you do when you meet somebody who has an interest in Rotary or wants to learn more? You sit down, you speak with them. We can get you in touch with the 2020-2021 fact sheet. You can put them in touch with me or with Barb, and we can have additional conversations about Rotary, expectations, time commitments, things of that sort. And ultimately, if they have an interest, then you as the sponsor get on the homepage on the website. You fill out the potential new member information sheet, which is really just their name, their contact information, their line of work, the category of membership. That auto-generates a membership application form, and we begin the process. From there, once they go through an interview process and are ultimately approved and voted as a new member, we start the new member engagement process. This is really making sure that every new member knows about all the capabilities and possibilities within Rotary Club of Park Cities. We have a process that's been put in place to help escort them through the Blue Badge process, which is really developed around education, learning the history of Rotary, learning about all the different service projects that you're hearing about today, and really finding their fit. Everybody's a little bit different. People have different time constraints. Our goal is to find the most appropriate place for everybody, every new member within the club. And then new member orientation. We've got a wonderful team that provides a quarterly new member orientation where we talk about orientation on Club Runner, talk about the website, talk about all the different potential opportunities for that member in order to kickstart their process and get them running. And then the fun stuff, fellowship, the social committee. Our goal is to have at least one social event per month. And that can be anything from softball games to museum tours to happy hours. But our goal is to really have at least one opportunity a month for people to meet outside of the typical Friday meetings, get to know each other a little bit better, get to know each other's spouses and families. And throughout the year, those fellowship opportunities are provided by people, by members like you who are coming up with ideas, who are attending museums or things that they really enjoyed and want to share that experience with the rest of the club. And then lastly, PCR Connect. PCR Connect is really the epitome of the business side of Rotary. If you think of the history of Rotary, it was developed through a group of business people who came together to give back to their community. Well, PCR Connect is really our opportunity internally to develop business connections and social opportunities, and we try to hold those once a month as well. In terms of marketing, you see these wonderful meetings each week. You see the hub being produced. You see the Facebook page and the website and all these other wonderful items. Those are created by club members. There's quite a few hours that go into those, and the people who are creating those need help. In terms of website club runner, we have Dennis Harrison and this past year Kyle, who helped maintain the club website, assisting members in use of the website. We're going to have some orientation continuing on this year with how to use the website, how to send out emails, just making that as functional as possible for all members. On the social media side, we typically ask that members check in to Rotary Club of Park City's meetings when they attend, but also checking into events, posting things on social media. Get that out to your network. There are a lot of very strong candidates for Rotary who are out there who they're looking for ways to contribute and give back to their community, but until they see your postings and they see that you're a member of Rotary, they really have no idea. So social media is a big portion of that. Print content. Betty does an incredible award-winning job of producing the hub every week, and also articles to the district newsletter. She is always looking for help and looking for content, and there's certainly opportunities to help in that regard as well. Digital content. Mark Neese does a phenomenal job of preparing the weekly meetings, presentations, recordings, special events, but quite frankly, he needs help as well. We need a committee of people to help produce the content, to put together presentations for our speakers each week. There's a lot involved with that, and that can be anything from a intern or college student who's looking to get some additional experience in the media digital content space to somebody who has an interest in that area, who has a little bit of time on their hands, that's trying to give back. Media relations, PR, press releases, connecting with local media outlets, all that work with Park City's people and the different newspapers does not happen by accident. That's PR. We have people who are designated to help create that content, develop those relationships. We're always looking to not just do great work internally, but also let the world and the community know about that work. So media relations are key. We're always looking for additional help in that angle. And then the weekly announcements. You get your weekly email from Chris McNeill talking about the weekly speaker, what's happening that week. That's something we're constantly looking at as well, trying to educate the membership and keep them abreast of what's going on and how they can help out. So that's an area we're always looking for as well. In terms of key needs for this coming year, new members and guests are more important than ever. What we've seen through COVID is people have become a little bit disconnected. Everything's gone virtual. It's more difficult to bring guests to meetings and to really educate them on what Rotary is all about. So we need everybody hand in hand, scanning your community, trying to identify people. We like to call the future leaders of today, the people who want to give back, want to contribute, but they're looking for the appropriate outlet. We need to introduce those people. We need to get on social media. We need everybody collectively utilizing their social media to the best extent possible. I've got my network. Other people have their networks. Collectively, we need to bring all those networks together and get the largest reach possible. Assistance with the digital content, this is huge. Mark Neese spends a tremendous amount of time compiling the weekly media, putting together time in the studio. He needs help. He needs people who are willing and able to help put together those presentations And by all means, reach out to Mark if there's anything you can do. And then lastly, overhauling the new member engagement. You know, our goal when we bring a new member on is to have mentors assigned to that new member to really guide them through that process. And we've spent a lot of time kind of in the off season here working on overhauling that process. But if you have other suggestions or ways you think we should or potentially improve that new member engagement process, we want to know about them. Reach out to me, reach out to Barb, reach out to Paul Pyrock, who's helping with that process, and let us know, because ultimately our goal here is to make this the best Rotary Club in the country and with some of the best members possible, and we cannot do that without your help. So thank you very much. Again, Dan Dravinsky, Director of Membership and Communication, and thanks for having me on.
Good afternoon. I'm Patsy Watson. I am the Director of Club Operations. And when you think about club operations, a lot of that is what occurs at our Friday meetings. And right now, obviously, we're not having them like most of the other areas. But I do want you to know that we are hard at work at planning when we do come back. We want to come back safely. We want to get back as soon as possible, but we want to make sure we are in a safe environment. And we are monitoring the numbers so that we can decide when we feel it's a safe time to come back. One of the things about when you think about our Friday meetings, hopefully a lot of you joined our club because you liked some of the things you had heard about us, but also the Friday meetings would be a convenient time for you. And so if a lot of people may have a difficult schedule, travel, or things that they're doing with their job that makes it hard to do some of our service projects, hopefully you can get involved in as many as possible. But if you can be at most of the Friday meetings, a number of the things that we do, you could be involved with. And we would love to have that. We do have, one of the things we really love is with our new members to have you involved, because we have a number of opportunities to speak at the podium. Now, most people don't really like to speak in front of large groups, but the things that you would be doing here takes a couple of minutes. But this way, we would get to match your name with your face, and we could get to know you. And it's just something that we like to do. We do like to meet and work with other club members, and that's some of the things we get to do here. Let me go through all the various areas of club operations. We have our speaker programs, which is one of our biggest areas, and it's one of the reasons that people like to come to Park Cities Rotaries, because we provide such good speakers. Our team leaders are Jeff Sheehan and Susan Harris, and we do have speaker meetings, and basically everybody in the club is a member of the speaker group. And we do have meetings twice a year where we get together to present speakers that we think might be good for our meetings. But you don't need to wait for those meetings. Anytime you hear or see somebody you think would be a good speaker, be sure to get in touch with either Jeff Sheehan or Susan Harris and let them know that you have somebody that you think would be good. And they would love to hear about that, because people drop out and they need to fill in other speakers. And so they would love to hear about that. PCR Marketplace, team leaders Mark Casher and Happy Franklin. One good thing about PCR Marketplace, we do weekly advertise someone in our club, business in our club, and we let everybody know about what you do and how, if there's something that they might be able to do that you could use. And we do a lot of interaction with that, and people are doing something that have a service that you need and you want to learn about, and you have a business that you want to let everybody else know about. And that's what PCR Marketplace is all about. And we do spotlight that every week, one of our members' businesses. Attendance and concerns team leader is E.G. McNeill. And this is basically where we just track attendance. And especially if we notice that somebody hasn't been there for a while, we want to check and make sure that everything is okay. And if there's anything they need, that we can provide them as a club. So we just want to stay on top of that. Our music group is led by Carl von Bieberstein. And again, that's another one at the podium where we lead the pledge and the national anthem. Right now, Carl has said, when we do get back together, we won't be able to actually sing the national anthem together. Apparently there's concerned about choir singing together. And so until they are comfortable with that, we will still be standing there facing the flag, but we won't actually sing it. Invocation is another thing up at the podium where you get to lead our group at the beginning of each meeting in a prayer. And we're always looking for good people that can do that. We have a transportation committee that's led by Fred Brown, and what was behind it was to provide rides to members who had difficulty getting to the Friday meetings. We haven't had to use that a whole lot in this past year, but once we were quarantined, Fred added a calling committee so that we could call all the members just to make sure everybody's doing okay, because when we don't see each other on Fridays, we don't know if somebody is having a problem and they haven't been able to let somebody know. And we just want to make sure if there's anybody that's needing anything that the club might be able to assist with, we want to know about that. We have a Shutterbug group led by Lee Wagner, and you've probably seen people taking pictures at the speakers at the podium or when somebody's getting an award. But we take pictures at any club event, anything that's going on, and we want to publish those on our website or in the hub or anything. So anytime you're involved with something with our group, be sure to take pictures so that we can incorporate that in just everything that we're doing. And we do that. We can publish those on our another area is our website with Dennis Harris and Kyle Mormillion. They do a super job with our website. We get a lot of people that come to our club from our website. So the more we can post on there about the things that we're doing is just a real plus for us. We have a group with registration, badges, and greeters with Nate Weymouth, and you see those when you come to the top of the stairs. And we like to involve our new members, especially with greeters, because again, we get to meet you and you get to meet us and again, connect our names and our faces. So that's a very important thing that we want to continue to work with. And for those, most of you probably aware, we do have new badges that Happy was able to get us. And they have come in, so we'll be able to start out with new badges. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Then I think last but definitely not least is Betty Dawson with the hub, because she spends so much time every week putting our hub together, and she does a great job with it. She also does send articles to the newsletter, district newsletter, and Dallas Morning News and Park Cities People. So she's just a very, very busy lady. And she sometimes needs assistance with somebody at the meeting taking notes for her when she has to be gone, because yeah, every once in a while Betty also has to be gone. And so I've volunteered for that. You don't have to be a good writer or anything, just take some notes for her, and she puts it together in a great way. So some of the things that we are going to be needing, we always need speakers. We need speaker ideas. Anytime you can come up with that and have heard somebody, be sure to put that to our speaker people. Articles for the hub, pictures for the hub, that's also stuff that we can use, and any event photos. So we would love to have you involved with us, and thank you so much.
Well, I hope you all found that as informative as I did. It is amazing how many different service opportunities exist within our club. There is something for everybody's schedule, for everybody's talents, for everybody's particular situation. And I encourage each and every one of you to look, to get plugged in. That's something that I was encouraged to do by one of our members when I joined the club, to get plugged in. I got involved with greeting and stood out at the front table checking badges every week, and it was a fantastic way to get to know club members. At the end of the day, what makes this club so rewarding for me is the relationships, and you've got to spend time with our club members, building those relationships, and getting involved with our service opportunities is the best way to do that. So, now for a call to action. If you will go back to the email that I sent you with the link to this presentation, you will see a link for rcpcteams.com. If you will click on that link, it will take you to our website and give you all the information and ability to sign up and learn more about club service opportunities. Thank you so much. We're excited about what this next year holds for Rotary Club of Park Cities. We can't do it without each and every one of you being involved. We appreciate your service and look forward to an exciting year to come.
Well, how about that? Thank you, Chris. That was wonderful. And I particularly want to thank Cleve for kicking it off, and then all those great presentations and exciting opportunities that you have as you listen to Stan, Jill, Sean, Daniel, and Patsy. Well, we've got a wonderful club, and it's only going to get better and better as time goes by. Well, I encourage you to come back again next week. We'll be here same time, same bat channel. Our speaker next week is a wonderfully amazing accomplished woman. Her name is Lori Lee. She is the Chief Executive Officer of AT&T Latin America and also oversees corporate marketing, including advertising, corporate communications, events, and scholarships worldwide. Lori's and I are going to have a fireside chat, so we're just going to visit. You'll learn about her career, what's happening at AT&T, not only locally in their campus downtown, but worldwide. After we hear from Lori on July 24th, the next speaker will be Mary Pat Higgins. She's the CEO and president of the Dallas Holocaust Museum. Janie Lovelace will be here with her and discussing that amazing institution that's new to the Dallas community, so there's a lot to learn there. Then we have August 7th, Victor Vescovo. Cleve Clinton will be joining Victor, and they'll be discussing his career as a retired naval officer and an undersea explorer. So lots to look forward to. Please join me as we turn to Happy now to recite our four-way test.
Of the things we think, say, or do, first, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Well, thank you, everyone. I hope that you have a great week ahead. Stay safe, wear your mask, and take care.